Good evening, everybody. Now, if you want to join in with tonight's awards ceremony and perhaps send messages of congratulations to any of the award recipients and the new appointees, you can do this by using the chat button facility, which is located at the bottom of your screen. Now, you need to choose the drop-down option of panellists and attendees, which lists all the award winners and will also allow you to see your comments. Enjoy.
My Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff, Assembly Member, Councillors, Brigadier, Air Commodore, Chairman and Chief Executive, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lord Lieutenant's Awards ceremony for Dyfed of 2021, this year hosted in the virtual space. Throughout the year, reservists in Wales provide valuable support to our regular armed forces, both at home, on operational duties and in their local community. Our cadets, whether from the Sea Cadet Corps, the Army Cadet Force, the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, or Combined Cadet Force, grow and develop into responsible and confident young citizens, achieving enormous training and sporting success, as well as providing support to their communities through their many different and varied activities. These endeavours help maintain the good name of the armed forces in Wales. Finally, our adult volunteers, who devote time, energy and effort that is truly humbling to ensure that our cadets gain maximum benefit from what, for many, can be life-changing experiences as they prepare themselves for adult life. These award ceremonies, held annually by the Lord Lieutenants of Wales, are an opportunity for deserving people to be publicly recognised within the communities in which they live and serve for their contribution to the reserves and cadet forces. This evening, Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Dyfed will be making the following presentations: the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit, the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet's Certificate and Lord Lieutenant's Badge for 2020, and the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Appointments for 2021. The Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. The Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit records the Lord Lieutenant's gratitude and recognition for outstanding service and devotion to duty. This year, there are 8 certificates that are awarded to Petty Officer Sea Cadet Corps Deborah Farrow, otherwise known as Debbie, has been a committed adult volunteer to the Milford Haven Sea Cadets since 2007, originally joining the Parents and Supporters Association to support fundraising activities as a result of her son David being a cadet. However, in 2008, it became more official when Debbie joined the home team as a unit assistant, lending more practical support with tasks at the unit. In 2009, Debbie became a uniformed member of the team as a probationary petty officer, having decided that she wanted to become more involved with cadet training. Subsequently, she undertook numerous training courses that allowed her to be promoted to substantive petty officer in January 2010. Despite her son leaving the cadets later that year, Debbie continued to attend the unit, having really got the bug to do her bit to develop the youth of Milford Haven. Debbie completed her food hygiene courses, and having attended a week-long course that was held at HMS Raleigh, which is near Plymouth, she returned to the unit as a catering and stewarding instructor, full of enthusiasm to pass on her knowledge and passion of the subject to the cadets at the unit. Since then, Debbie has delivered many courses both to the cadets at the unit and to cadets throughout West Wales. Debbie is a familiar face at all fundraising events and is constantly on the lookout to do more to support the development of the unit. She enjoys participating and representing the Sea Cadets at car boot sales, street collections or bag packing at supermarkets, as well as selling raffle tickets and staffing stalls at numerous functions. She is also well known for persuading many businesses within the local community to part with prizes for unit raffles or the Christmas bingo. Petty Officer Deborah Farrow epitomises all that it is to be an adult volunteer with the Sea Cadet Corps, including achieving recognised qualifications, getting over a phobia such as trying sailing, and giving back to the benefit of the young people within the community. I therefore have no hesitation this evening in recommending Petty Officer Deborah Farrow for the award of a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Major Dan Priddy is a Finance Compliance Officer with the University of Wales Trinity St David. He is married to Charlotte and they have one young daughter. Dan moved to the Dyfed area to study at the University of Aberystwyth and settled there after his degree. And since joining Dyfed and Glamorgan Army Cadet Force, he has steadily progressed through the ranks within the county, eventually becoming the Officer Commanding G Company. During the last 3 years, the Dyfed area has seen a shortage of commissioned officers, with Dan effectively running the whole of Dyfed as his post opposite number in E Squadron, which shares the territory of Dyfed, with G Company, was vacant. To run two areas concurrently is a significant commitment, as it demands a vast amount of time in order to keep the myriad of activities running safely. Despite the challenge that this presented to him, Dan selflessly gave of his time to the organisation, ensuring that the adults and cadets in Dyfed had events to attend and leadership to follow. And he achieved all of this while getting to grips with raising a newborn daughter. During his tenure, Dan has increased the number of commissioned officers, and for his final year in command, he also mentored the current officer commanding E Squadron. If it were not for the selfless commitment above and beyond the reasonable expectations of even an officer commanding, the county of Dyfed would have seen a far more depleted Army Cadet force than it currently is. In addition, Dan has supported countless county events, ensuring that his senior cadets and probationary instructors received the training they required, as well as organising events for the county, such as the 100-mile Nijmegen March, which he single-handedly planned, administrated, trained and selected the teams before going on to lead them in Holland. In recognition of his outstanding achievements and contribution to the Army Cadet Force, Major Dan Priddy is this evening highly recommended to receive the award of the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Mrs. Angela Richards, Dyfed and Glamorgan Army Cadet Force. Mrs. Angela Richards is a non-uniformed volunteer attached to G Company, Dyfed and Glamorgan Army Cadet Force. Angela has been the long-standing non-uniformed volunteer of Cardigan Detachment and has provided support to multiple detachment commanders within the detachment, hand-holding new detachment commanders as they find their feet in their new roles. Although the role of a non-uniform volunteer is not defined within the Cadet Force regulations, Angela has worked with the area commander to produce a role specification for such a post, to ensure that they all perform the same duties, thus ensuring consistency across the area. Angela has also instigated a regime of welfare checks with all adult volunteers within the area, and by raising any resulting concerns with the appropriate chain of command, she has allowed headquarters more headroom to concentrate on delivering virtual cadet force training activities, thus keeping the flame alive for the cadets. Angela has also planned, administered and executed several local charity events, including a duck race, which proved to be very popular in her local area. Angela has demonstrated that her role in the detachment should be replicated across the Army Cadet Force, and the excellent work that she has undertaken in defining this appointment will be pivotal in ensuring that good practice will be captured. In recognition for her outstanding contribution to the Army Cadet Force, non-uniformed adult volunteer Angela Richards is highly recommended for the award of a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Sergeant Alecia Jackson, Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets. Sergeant Alecia Jackson has been an active member of number 561 Aberystwyth and District Squadron since 2015. Completing a master's degree in fine art at Aberystwyth University, she continues to reside in Aberystwyth, working in the university in addition to producing commissioned artwork as a professional artist and as a member of the Guild of Aviation Artists. Since joining the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, Sergeant Johnson has taken every opportunity to make a difference to the cadet experience by going that extra mile. She has employed her many professional skills and cadet qualifications in organising and managing courses in leadership, fieldcraft and marksmanship. In addition to fulfilling her role as training officer for 561 Squadron, where from the commencement of lockdown, she has planned and attended twice weekly virtual parade nights. Sergeant Jackson has also actively supported the number 3 Welsh Wing virtual training sessions. These have included, but were not limited to, cadet academic training, physical training sessions, Duke of Edinburgh's ward training, coaching and mentoring professional skills and methods of instruction training. Over the 27-week period, Sergeant Jackson committed 225 hours, an equivalent of 32 working days, to training with the RAF Air Cadets within number 3 Welsh Wing. And this, of course, did not include the many hours of planning and administration time. Alecia has also taken the lead in engaging cadets across West and South Wales with wing photography lessons and competitions, as well as provided invaluable training and support to other squadrons, supporting number 621 Carmarthen Squadron and number 1284 Tenby Squadron during the lockdown period. Sergeant Alecia Jackson's continued inspirational commitment and enthusiastic drive has actively contributed to the continued success of number 3 Welsh Wing and its squadrons. Her selflessness and commitment are highly deserving of praise and recognition, with the award of the Lord Lieutenant Certificate of Merit, for which she is highly recommended to receive this evening. Sergeant David Folder, number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets. Sergeant David Folder lives near Cairo in Pembrokeshire, and he has been an active member of number 1284 Tenby Squadron since 2009. Sergeant Folder's primary employment is as a skilled labourer, and in addition to his RAF Air Cadet duties, he gives a large amount of his free time to the Royal British Legion, proudly earning the position of National Standard Bearer. Since joining the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, David has taken every opportunity to support and enhance the cadets' experiences with the highest levels of professionalism. He has utilised his varied skill set and has become qualified in instructing cadets in cyber communication, fieldcraft, marksmanship, skill at arms, airmanship and first aid. With the commencement of lockdown and the closure of in-person training, David took the initiative to develop the sector virtual training programme, which was later rolled out across the scope of number 3 Welsh Wing. He has played an active role in the identification of training needs, session planning and the tasking of available staff to provide number 3 Welsh Wing's virtual training sessions. In addition to commanding his own squadron, David often delivered the training himself, supporting numerous activities which included wing quizzes, physical and academic training, cyber communication and STEM training, Duke of Edinburgh Award preparation, virtual skill at arms sessions, Padres Hour and wing photography courses. And over the 27 weeks he committed 115 hours, an equivalent of 16 working days, to wing training sessions, in addition to the planning and administration that was required. Additionally, throughout the lockdown period, he has provided invaluable assistance to number 561 Aberystwyth and District Squadron and number 621 Carmarthen Squadron. In recognition of his unwavering support, commitment and meritorious actions and selflessness, Sergeant David Folder is this evening highly recommended for the award of the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Civilian Instructor Mrs. Susan Davies, Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets. Mrs. Susan Davies joined 2475 Ammanford Squadron as a civilian instructor in 2016. Employed as a land charges assistant by the local authority, Mrs. Davies lives at home with her husband Carl, and her 2 children, Aled and Lowry, are studying medicine and photography at university. Joining the Squadron Civilian Committee in 2013, Susan served 3 years as secretary prior to transitioning to service as a civilian instructor and stepped up to assume the position of Squadron Adjutant in August of 2017. She is always prepared to go the extra mile and routinely works late into the evening or at weekends to meet deadlines or negotiate cadet attendance at popular external events. The volunteer time that Susan has dedicated has undoubtedly resulted in many of the cadets achieving once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to participate in such as overseas activities, international exchanges, as well as gaining highly competitive places on organised national events. Susan is also the squadron coordinator for engagement projects with the local food bank and Operational Christmas Child, working with external partners to educate and engage cadets. Throughout the coronavirus pandemic, Susan has volunteered to attend every virtual parade night hosted by the squadron to continue cadet engagement during the lockdown period. And without her support, the majority of these evenings would not have been possible. In addition to her voluntary work with the RAF Air Cadets, Susan supports a community charity in her village that coordinate community events to raise funds for good causes. Susan's dedication to the RAF Air Cadets has positively impacted the lives of many young adults and enabled them to remain in contact throughout the coronavirus pandemic. There is no doubt that without her support, the squadron would have been unable to operate on a number of occasions. In recognition of this exemplary service to the RAF Air Cadets, Mrs. Susan Davies is this evening highly recommended for the award of a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Civilian Instructor Mrs. Michaela Webster. Mrs. Michaela Webster joined the 2475 Ammanford Squadron of the RAF Air Cadets as a civilian committee member in January 2015. Employed as a school catering assistant by the local authority, Michaela lives in Tally with her husband John and daughter Sarah. Her eldest daughter Dana, an ex-cadet of 2475 Squadron, now resides in Cross Hands with her partner. Having initially served as a member of the Squadron Civilian Committee since 2013, Michaela transitioned to becoming a civilian instructor in 2015. Since her appointment as a civilian instructor, she has grown to become one of the key volunteers within the squadron who is first to arrive every parade night and always volunteers for any tasks that need completing. A sports enthusiast, Michaela stepped up to become the squadron sports officer and has supported the squadron, wing and region on a number of occasions, including short-notice overnight stays. Adopting a nothing is too much trouble approach, Michaela is always on hand to ensure cadets can attend any activity that they wish to, and is often found at MOD St Athan facilitating cadet participation in flying activities. The dedication displayed by Michaela goes above and beyond that expected of any Cadet Forces adult volunteer, and is a true testament to her character. Without her support, commitment and professionalism, many cadets would be unable to attend a number of activities, which in some instances can inspire future career aspirations. In recognition of the commitment and the exceptional benefits that our efforts have brought to both the squadron and to the local community, Civilian Instructor Mrs. Michaela Webster is this evening highly recommended for the award of the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Mr. Stephen Coombs, 157 Welsh Transport Regiment. Mr. Stephen Coombs is employed as the Civil Service caretaker of Dalton VC Army Reserve Centre in Haverfordwest. Stephen has been in post since 2014, when he took over the role from his late wife, Jean. Stephen can be said to be at the epicentre of all that goes on in Dalton VC Army Reserve Centre, and the support that he provides to all users, which includes A Troop 224 Squadron, E Squadron, Dyfed and Glamorgan Army Cadet Force, and 621 Squadron, RFCA Cadets, is truly outstanding. Consistently going beyond the call of duty, he ensures that the barracks are a safe, well-maintained environment for all organisations who use the space. Stephen is in every sense an enabler. He delivers above and beyond his primary role in many guises, whether it is the diligent support to the safe system of training at the Dalton VC Army Reserve Centre and the Energy Warden, and promoting safety, health, environment and sustainable development initiatives, or maximising resources to best effect conducting RFCA self-help schemes for on-site major repairs personally. Additionally, to his credit, during the COVID-19 pandemic, he willingly assisted the contract cleaner in order to ensure that force health protection measures were in place to allow personnel to conduct training safely. Undoubtedly, Mr. Coombs' industrious maintenance management efforts will have given confidence to many of those returning to the workplace. The support that Mr. Coombs provides to the Army Reserve and Cadet detachments in Haverfordwest is truly admirable, and as a result, he is this evening highly recommended to be awarded a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. The Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Certificate and Badge for 2020. The Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Certificate and Badge are awarded to members of the Cadet Forces in recognition of those individual cadets' performance during the previous year in support of the Lord Lieutenant. This year, for their performance during 2020, the Lord Lieutenant of Davies Cadet Certificate and Badge are awarded to Petty Officer Tegan Stiles, 10BC Cadet Corps, Leading Cadet Rhys Hughes Phillips, Milford Haven Sea Cadet Corps, Cadet Staff Sergeant Joshua Cozier Brown from Dyfed and Glamorgan Army Cadet Force, Cadet Sergeant Melissa Schoman from Dyfed and Army Cadet Force, Cadet 1 Officer Matthew Clark, Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets, Cadet Sergeant Jemima Clements of Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets, and Cadet Colour Sergeant Catherine Fear from Llandovery College Combined Cadet Force. Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Appointment for 2021. The Lord Lieutenant has a number of cadets each year nominated by the Sea Cadet Corps, the Army Cadet Force, the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, and the Combined Cadet Force. The cadets are nominated for their outstanding contribution to their respective cadet units. The cadet will support the Lord Lieutenant on special occasions such as royal visits, remembrance parades and civic events. For 2021, the appointed Lord Lieutenant's cadets for Dyfed are Leading Cadet Matthew Coburn, 10BC Cadet Corps. Leading Cadet Matthew Coburn has been a Sea Cadet at 10B unit since July 2016. He has been through some turbulent times, but has remained loyal to the unit and has thoroughly enjoyed all aspects of the cadet experience to date. As a result, Matthew has risen to the rate of Able Cadet, having completed the lower rank syllabus within 2 years of joining the unit. During this period, Matthew attended district, area and offshore training courses in order to gain various qualifications that he has subsequently been able to put to good use within 10B unit. And whilst 10B is a very tide-dependent location, this has not stopped him from progressing his waterborne activities. and he's really concentrated on fixed seat rowing, gaining his coxswain certificate, which now allows him to support the instructors as he is able to lead a boat independently. In addition, he has gained qualifications in sailing, powerboating and paddle sports. Due to his enthusiasm and commitment, the unit took part in the 2018 district level rowing event, a competition that the Tenby unit has not undertaken for many years. Tenby won the competition and then went on to represent the district at the area competition, where they were very credible runners-up. Leading Cadet Matthew Coburn is the most senior cadet at Tenby unit and has become the cadet's focal point for all activities. As a result, he is very popular with his peers, while retaining the maturity to lead the cadets when required. And in sum, Matthew enjoys the respect of the staff as well as all the senior and junior cadets within the unit. And it is in recognition of his outstanding contribution to the Tenby unit of the Sea Cadet Corps that leading Cadet Matthew Coburn is tonight highly recommended for the appointment of a Lord Lieutenant's Cadet for 2021. Leading Cadet Alfie Anderson, Milford Haven Sea Cadet Corps. Leading Cadet Alfie Anderson is a young man who has achieved notable success in the Sea Cadet Corps within a relatively short period of time. Alfie joined the Milford Haven unit in 2017, having not been a junior Sea Cadet, but he quickly got to grips with the cadet experience, and using his swimming squad background to good effect, he rapidly established himself as a very efficient cadet on the water. As a result of this, he quickly rose through the lower cadets rank syllabus, and within 2 years had achieved his promotion to able cadet. During this time, Alfie has been at the very heart of the unit team. Always the team joker, Alfie has the presence and character to provide guidance and leadership to those who need it. Consequently, he has gained the respect of his peers, junior cadets and staff alike, and can always be relied upon to support training activities or carry out cadet duties. Alfie has also become a regular face at all fundraising events for the unit and has inspired others to join in or to part with their hard-earned cash. Boating activities are considered to be a core element of the cadet experience, and the term water baby is a very good way to describe Alfie. Quickly learning the ropes, sailing and windsurfing became very familiar activities for him. However, with a particular flair for sailing, Alfie has become qualified as the district's youngest assistant dinghy instructor. This allows him to support the instruction of sail training to cadets and adult volunteers on the water. Alfie has also continued his personal development and has achieved 2 advanced sailing modules, the Royal Yachting Association's Sailing with Spin Nakers and Seamanship Skills, and the Essential Navigation course, which have given him a much deeper understanding of the art of navigation. As a result of his training experience, Alfie passed the Peer Educator course with ease, which then allowed him to take on the challenge of a virtual Leading Cadet Assessment Board. Alfie successfully delivered all elements of the assessment, which resulted in him being promoted to Leading Cadet, which now enables him to teach the younger cadets at the unit. In recognition of his achievements and contribution to Milford Haven Sea Cadet Unit, Leading Cadet Alfie Anderson is tonight highly recommended for the appointment of the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet of David. Petty Officer Cadet Chris Harries, Fishguard Sea Cadet Corps. Petty Officer Cadet Chris Harries has been a very popular member of Fishguard Sea Cadets for more than 5 years, having joined as a junior and recently having attained the rank of Petty Officer Cadet. Chris has achieved every boating qualification that the Sea Cadets has to offer, including offshore power and sail, dinghy sailing, and earlier this year before lockdown, his power boating level 2 qualification. Being one of the few cadets in West Wales with the top sliding seat qualifications, he has represented his unit at district and area levels, as well as at the National Regatta in London. Chris is by no means afraid to try something new and encourages the younger cadets to do the same. he has won countless medals at district and area levels in swimming, football, rowing and shooting, and has also represented the unit at various competitions, including at Bisley. He has also attained various specialist subjects at the unit, including being one of the first cadets to obtain the intermediate drill qualification. And this year, he gained his mechanical engineering advanced qualification whilst taking part in the first ever virtually delivered course. Chris has always given of his all whilst undertaking cadet activities and has a staggering 100% attendance record. His name always appears whenever we look for volunteers for fundraising, ceremonial or any other duties. He assists with teaching at the unit and is a popular role model for the younger cadets. In sum, Chris is a hard-working cadet, always with a ready smile, who grasps every opportunity that's afforded to him. In recognition of his outstanding contribution to Fishguard Sea Cadets, Petty Officer Cadet Chris Harries is tonight highly recommended for the appointment of the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet for Dyfed 2021. Cadet Warrant Officer Josh Richards, Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets. Cadet Warrant Officer Josh Richards is an exemplary cadet with very high standards, which he uses very effectively to develop new recruits and to motivate existing cadets to enhance their personal development. He is an avid sports leader within the wing and attends all of the core sports events. He was instrumental in organising the cross-country competitions held in Littlehaven, and he also helps to organise and support many other sporting events within the region. An established senior cadet member of the wing, Josh has been instrumental in reopening 1574 Pembroke Dock Squadron whilst supporting his commanding officer in raising the cadet attendance numbers to 20 cadets, a figure that has not been achieved for decades. A young, dynamic and highly motivated individual, Cadet Warrant Officer Josh Richards displays a commitment well beyond that normally expected of a cadet and young person of his age. Arguably, his performance has been more akin to that which is normally expected of a Cadet Force adult volunteer. Josh is also prolific in supporting and encouraging cadets to lead on charity work, and he himself is actively committed to the RNLI based in Littlehaven. Having recently received the first Wing Commander's Commendation for endeavour, he is an outstanding prospect for the Royal Air Force Cadet Staff Progression Scheme. He also has his sights set firmly on the Royal Air Force as a career. An exemplary cadet at every discipline, with the diverse activities within the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, Cadet Warrant Officer Josh Richards is tonight very highly recommended to be appointed as a Lord Lieutenant's Cadet for Dyfed for 2021. Cadet Flight Sergeant Sarah Greenshields, Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets. Cadet Flight Sergeant Sarah Greenshields is an exceptional cadet who always upholds the highest standards for both dress and deportment. She has been an outstanding role model for young cadets and has always focused all her efforts into achieving all that she can within the Air Cadet organisation. She has attended a variety of UK and overseas camps, completed courses to continue her personal and professional development, and represented the squadron and wing in numerous sports events. She has also assisted the wing team in training and promoting sports and has been a key member of the sporting team itself. Sarah has progressed through the cadet rank structure and is a fantastic mentor to junior cadets. She is currently a Master Cadet and will soon gain her BTEC in Aviation Studies. She takes pride in being a member of the squadron band, and for a number of years she has delivered instruction in various instruments. Sarah assists squadron staff in delivering key topics to develop the younger cadets and is considered a valuable member of the squadron's home team. Cadet Flight Sergeant Greenshields has always worked part-time while studying for her A-levels in college, yet still manages to invest a considerable amount of time as a cadet with 1429 Cardigan and Aberporth Squadron. Sarah is an outgoing and determined young person, committed to achieving her personal goals. This year, Sarah will be completing her Gold Duke of Edinburgh training, having already completed a Silver Award. She is currently in the process of applying for a flying scholarship and hopes to attend another overseas camps when possible. She is highly respected within her community and is a popular cadet amongst her peers within both college and the Royal Air Force Air Cadet organisation. Many would describe her as respectful, professional, well-mannered, determined, and she's always smiling. And it is in recognition of her commitment, attributes and abilities that tonight Cadet Flight Sergeant Sarah Greenshields is highly recommended for the appointment of Lord Lieutenant's Cadet for Dyfed 2021. Cadet Sergeant Sam Barrett, Number 3 Welsh Wing RAF Air Cadets. Cadet Sergeant Sam Barrett joined 2475 Ammanford Squadron in November 2018. A student at Ysgol Dyffryn Aman, Sam lives at home with his mother Donna and has an older sister Ellen, who has recently qualified as a junior doctor. Since joining the squadron, Sam has engaged with all aspects of training, and upon completion of his first class syllabus, he attended a non-commissioned officer selection course and was subsequently appointed to the rank of corporal. Sam has since completed the leading cadet training syllabus and is continuing to portray himself as a role model. He was promoted to the rank of sergeant in recognition of his commitment and achievement. During his time with the squadron, Sam has taken on the role of banner bearer at a variety of local events. In addition, he has completed his Methods of Instruction course that enables him to offer training and mentorship to junior cadets. Having achieved first place in the wing debate competition, his performance attracted many compliments from the assessing officers. And throughout the pandemic, he has engaged virtually with training and has completed a silver cyber course in association with the Open University. In addition to his admirable commitment and achievements within the RAF Air Cadets, Sam is active in his local community and church. He is a member of the UK Student Climate Network and he frequently attends climate-orientated events where he speaks to his peers about the subject. Sam also works with Teach the Future, which is an organisation campaigning for educational reform surrounding the climate crisis. His impressive extracurricular involvement has helped him attain the Global Analyst Award at the Welsh Peace Heroes Awards that recognised him as a key young person within Wales. For his impressive achievements, Cadet Sergeant Sam Barrett is tonight highly recommended for appointment as a Lord Lieutenant's Cadet for Dyfed for 2021. My Lord Lieutenant, that concludes the award ceremony for this evening. May I now please invite you to say a few words.
Good evening, Noswaith Dda. As Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Dyfed, it gives me enormous pleasure to present these awards tonight. This is such an important event in the lieutenancy calendar, and the importance of such awards really cannot be overestimated, as it provides a special opportunity to reward and to say thank you to those who have found the time to give something back to society and serve their community. Equally, as we heard in those impressive and inspiring citations, the occasion demonstrates to all of us the very best dedication and commitment by those who serve in our reserve forces and cadet force family. Today, our reserve forces have a hugely important role to play in the defence of our country. They have shown so much commitment and dedication in supporting their regular counterparts. They truly are at the heart of our communities, and we're very proud and appreciative of them. Despite the changes to the way they operate, they remain committed to serving the country in their spare time as volunteers. We really are most fortunate in having such fine part-time soldiers, sailors and airmen. It's interesting to note that approximately 100 reservists were mobilised last year to support training teams and exercises abroad, as well as backfilling gaps within regular forces at home. In addition, a further 200 reservists in Wales were mobilised to support the fight against COVID-19 by supporting operations rooms, driving ambulances, deep cleaning ambulances, and supporting testing. We should acknowledge the considerable effort and endeavour by all our servicemen and women. Their contribution to society is quite simply invaluable. Likewise, the cadet forces are truly amazing organisations where the mixture of military training, youth work, civilian qualifications and community work helps develop our young people ready to take their place in society. They too deserve our full support. It's been a truly extraordinary year in so many ways because of COVID-19. It has meant that the Lord Lieutenant cadets who were appointed last year have not been able to carry out their duties with me in the usual way that we might have expected for royal visits, remembrance parades or medal ceremonies, as all of the lieutenancy work has had to be carried out virtually online. However, they can all be proud of their achievements and the distinction of having been appointed to the role of Lord Lieutenant's Cadet. I would therefore like to thank and congratulate each and every one of them. Cadet Warrant Officer Matthew Clark, Cadet Sergeant Joshua Cozier Bowen, Cadet Sergeant Jemima Clements, Cadet Sergeant Catherine Fear, Cadet Sergeant Alecia Schumann, Leading Cadet Rhys Hughes Phillips, and Petty Officer Cadet Tegan Stiles. Once a Lord Lieutenant's Cadet, always a Lord Lieutenant's Cadet. And I very much hope the distinction of having been appointed to such a prestigious role will continue to be of benefit and a source of pride to them for many years to come. To the incoming Lord Lieutenant Cadets, I say very many congratulations, and I do hope that you all have a most interesting and successful year ahead in your role with me. Of course, the success of the cadet forces is not just down to the young people themselves. The cadet forces could not operate but for the marvellous dedication and commitment of the officers and adult volunteers who give up their free time to make the organisations work. In these very strange circumstances that we find ourselves in, I would like to pay tribute to the ingenuity of the very many cadet forces adults who have developed online training using virtual space. It has been very successful, and they too deserve our sincere thanks for their sterling contribution. I would also like to thank all the parents for their continued support and commitment, and for showing such enthusiasm and dedication to your young people and supporting the cadet movement. Thank you for all that you do. My thanks also go to all staff of the Reserve Forces and Cadets Association in Wales for organising the awards evening. This will be the last awards evening of the Dyfed Lieutenancy for Colonel Nick Beard, who will be retiring this year. And I know I speak for all of us at the Dyfed Lieutenancy in thanking him for his contribution and wishing him a long, happy and healthy retirement. Finally, I would like to congratulate all those who have won awards here this evening. Many congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Now please keep an eye on our website and our social media channels over the coming days for any updates on tonight's event, and that'll also include a full recording of the ceremony which will be posted on our YouTube channel. Thanks again and good night.